Hey folks, this is Vint with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly check out Surviving Mars. Specifically, we'll be looking at the Above and Below DLC that you can find on Steam for about 20 bucks. Now, I got this a while ago, but it's taking me this long just to access the DLC content. You see, Above and Below takes you both above the planet and below the surface of the planet, and there's a reason that you want to do both. Kinda, sorta. And that's what I'll get to later. So, first of all, I just got a notification that there is an asteroid passing across, I guess, the solar system, whatever. And I have so long to investigate it and to land a specially designed shuttle on top of it in order to harvest some resources from it. Here you'll find something called exotic minerals. And then you can bring those back and use those exotic minerals to start building domes underground. So this is like step one, launching a shuttle onto an asteroid to collect resources. And I'm going to go ahead and show you that now. So on the left-hand side, you'll see that there is an asteroid, Pombero BB15, and it'll be within range for about 16 sols. If I have anything on the asteroid, when it moves out of range, I lose it permanently. So I have a limited time to get there, harvest stuff, and get out. So again, you need a special kind of shuttle for that. I'll just quickly pause it and go back to the surface because I'm underground right now. So there is a special shuttle, this one here. And let me go ahead and just show you what it looks like here. It is the Asteroid Lander. It costs you, it looks like $1 million, or is that 100 million would be 1 billion, wouldn't it? Anyway, so you're going to be constructing these shuttles so that you can land on the surface of these asteroids. So let's go back to the planetary view, and we'll go ahead and visit asteroid, and we will send Perseverance. There we go. And now we're going to load up on resources. Now you can choose what you want to put on it. Typically, it just automatically assigns things for you. Like it'll give you some drones, some machine parts, and so on. Let's see if I need anything else here. Typically, I like to bring, okay, this micro G auto extractor might be a good idea. Water, nah, not water, just the auto extractor. All it does is just automatically just starts extracting nearby resources. So we'll just go ahead and do that. You can even, for whatever reason, create a habitat on the surface of the asteroid, bring people with you, and then get people out of there. It seems like such a lot of work for, you know, no real, like, payoff, except for maybe harvesting metal. Because you can't, like, you know, there are certain things that you have to harvest with people. You know what I mean? So anyway, let's go ahead and go back. And is there anything else I want to bring with me? Maybe some more concrete. I want to make sure I've got a lot of room. We'll do, say, 20 concrete and 25. We'll bring some metal with us just to be on the safe side. Fuel. We want to make sure we have enough for that. Polymers and machine parts. Make sure we've got a decent amount of drones. And enough space to bring everything back. So yeah, I could bring colonists. If I want to bring an explorer, that might be a good idea. You may find anomalies on these asteroids. Maybe a transport, I don't know. Yeah, go ahead and bring a transport. Alright, so we'll hit back and request. So now we're going to load up this guy here, and pretty soon it'll launch. It says no destination set. It should have visit asteroid. Yeah. There we go, request. Loading requested resources, there we go. I have to say, I'm noticing that with the introduction of this DLC, this game is much more buggy now than it was before. It's like Paradox added this all new content and then decided not to test it. They had to release, it was actually worse than this. They actually had to release a patch that made it slightly more playable. I have run into, excuse me, a couple of nasty things. For example, when I visited my very first asteroid in this game, it crashed the desktop. And I'm like, oh, great. So ever since then, I've been able to land on asteroids without a problem. But beforehand, I always like to just quickly save it, just to make sure that if there is a problem, I don't lose all my progress. You know what I mean? Probably a good idea if I do that now. All right. So, again, we are waiting for that sucker to take off. I think, I'll just close that down. And now we wait. So while we are waiting for the asteroid to do that, or for this shuttle to land on the asteroid, I'm going to go ahead and jump underground real quick, just to show you what this is all about. So you start off with an elevator. You're going to build an elevator on the surface, and from there, it'll carry down, and you'll be able to designate what resources you want to maintain underground. Think of the underground world as its own separate entity. So if you click on the elevator and click on the first button in the upper right-hand corner, transport cargo. Here you can determine, okay, I want to keep a minimum of 25 drones, 100 metal, 60 concrete, 60 food, 10 rare metals, and so on. So you'll be able to sort of choose what you want to keep underground. And if the minimum has been exceeded, or below minimum, then the surface or the underground will transfer resources back and forth until the minimum number has been met. So here, I kind of just have a minimum amount of resources as a backup in case I happen to run out of something. One thing to note about colonists, this is something I had to learn the hard way. When you are ready to build a dome down here and bring colonists to it, you're going to request them here via the colonist button and then request a minimum of whatever. But I made the mistake of building my dome. My first dome was out here, right? And I'm like, okay, I've got a shuttle hub here, and I've got a shuttle hub, or multiple shuttle hubs, even one that's dedicated just to passengers, next to the elevator. I'm like, okay, they'll come down the elevator, then they'll take the shuttle over to the dome. Nope. They went from the elevator, just started walking, and then they suffocated on the way. I lost like 10 or 20 colonists because of bad AI. Why didn't they just take the shuttle? So instead, I had to build this like intermediary dome. They come here, and then they jump on the shuttle. It's like they're programmed to just go to a dome first before touching a shuttle. It's really strange. What can you do down here? Well, your build options are a lot more limited underground. If you click on various build menus, you'll notice that you don't have access to as many things as you normally would have. Typically, you're going to need a lot of light via this, where is it? It's this light tripod. So you're going to be sort of building a small network down here. You'll be exploring with your explorer. On occasion, you'll come across some cool things like the Cave of Wonders, for example. And then I started building my very own little pocket here just to sort of see what I would get out of this. And to be honest with you, I'm not seeing a whole lot of return. I mean, it just seems like it's more hassle than what it's worth. However, you will find some cool explorable things down here that you can explore with your explorer. What does this say? Rare anomaly analyzed rumbles. How should we prepare our colony? Investigate ways to capture asteroids and get exotic minerals. Explore the underground as fast as possible. Start building support struts now. And let's just stick to the surface. How about we start building supports now? Our researchers have pulled a few all-nighters and successfully researched low-G tunnel supports. I already have that. Our probes also found a few exotic minerals, which we need for building these support struts. So we found some exotic minerals. So sometimes you can find exotic minerals down here rather than on the asteroids, but so it goes. Whether or not I need to worry about that, am I stuck? Okay, I was just paused. Okay. For a minute there, I was kind of... Sometimes my rover does get stuck in the environment. I don't know if I need to, but I'll go ahead and build these support struts anyway, just to make sure that nothing bad happens. So we'll do something like that, and I don't know, put something there. Trying to build pipe and power lines, like, it's so... The corridors can be so narrow, and the build space can be extremely picky. There is an option to clear, but you're limited. For example, if I go to the... it's just clear. There's no flatten in the terraforming tools, nothing like that. So I click on clear, it says out of bounds. So, like, the game will not let you terraform this entire thing like you could on the surface. Rather, it limits you to a certain area. So if I click here, for example, and then click out, I can flatten this, maybe. Yeah, I could do that, I suppose. But if you go out of the zone, or out of the area, now it says out of bounds. So it won't let me even terraform this at all. So it's like there's a predetermined amount of area that you can terraform, which is kind of silly. I wish I could terraform everything. But anyway, let's get back to these struts. and I'm waiting for my rocket to launch on the surface there. Alright, so we want more support struts. We don't want to lose anything. I have yet to experience any sort of cave-in, but, you know, I'm trying to be careful. Because you never know what's going to happen. I'm still relatively new to this DLC. I am just now, again, after 50, 60 hours in this playthrough, actually seeing what it has to offer. So support struts are underway. Let's check the surface real quick. And my rocket has launched, and it looks like it is ready to land. So let's jump to the asteroid. Alright. So sometimes the asteroid will be bigger, sometimes it'll be hilly. In this case, it seems to be very small and flat, which is interesting. So maybe we'll just throw this down, say, nearby. So something like that. And again, if you look in the upper left, remaining time is 15 souls, 19 hours. I have that long to harvest these special exotic and anything else I happen to see here. So let's go to our build menu, drone hub, recharge stations. Again, our build options are super limited here. Again, like no wind turbines, just large solar panels. I might build 1 or 2 of those just to keep my things running. So power accumulator, do something like that. And there's the, looking for the micro G auto extractor. So maybe something like that and something like that. And then we'll just build some power lines between them, power cables. Okay, good enough. Off you go. Now, sometimes you will find things on the surface, like here's metal deposits, for example. Sometimes you'll even find, yeah, there we go, exotic minerals deposits. If I brought a transport, I did. So I could just tell it to collect resources. Let's see, exotic minerals, and then we'll transport it back there. So it should be harvesting that, I think. Maybe I need a storage for it. Let's try that again. Typically, I have the drones just do it. No power, really? Oh, it's because it's not... You might have to build a couple. Alright, let's go ahead and do another solar panel there. Solar panel there. See if that does the trick. You can always upgrade them too, I suppose, but... Alright, there we go. That one's powered. Alright, so now we are now collecting these minerals. I could upgrade them, but again, I'm just going to lose them anyway. I have to tear them down before I leave. So anyway, is there a storage for exotic minerals? Okay, so let's go ahead and put that just there. Now are you going to do it for me? Exotic minerals, and then unload resource. It looks like the drones are doing it automatically for me, which is convenient. There it goes. Nice. Thank you. Is there any other deposits worth taking? There's some metal down there. This is a relatively small asteroid. I'm very shocked. Typically, they're a bit larger than this. But again, the asteroids flying by the planet, they're going to range in various types. So let's jump back to the planet here. Oh, look at that. Completed special project cloud seeding. In case you were wondering, I also have the Green Planet DLC, so I'm sort of terraforming the planet as I go while I learn about this other DLC. And the current scenario that I'm playing and have beaten is The Inner Light, which is a play off of Star Trek The Next Generation, The Inner Light with Captain Picard, when he fell asleep on the bridge of the ship and he experienced an entire lifetime through someone else's eyes, which was kind of cool. Kind of the same thing is going on here. Okay, so I guess with that being said, I mean, I kind of showed you everything that there is to show you, so I think I'll just end it there. But if you guys haven't already, subscribe to me on Twitch and YouTube. That way you can stay up to date with any new content I happen to publish. And again, there's nothing that fancy about this DLC other than the fact that you can go on an asteroid or below. That's it. My complaint really with this is that it's buggy. a bit buggy, and on top of that, there's no benefit to being underground. I mean, yeah, I'm building stuff under here. I'm discovering new stuff, kind of, sort of. It's kind of cool. But at the same time, it's like, I'm not getting anything super good out of it. Nothing game-changing, you know what I mean? So I'm kind of disappointed by the underground idea. It's hard to navigate, and there's really no reward for taking the time to go to the asteroid and exploring everything, and then building stuff underground. It's just not worth it, in my opinion. But it's something new to do, I suppose. So again, subscribe if you haven't already. This is Vince. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time. Take care.